Hey, how's it going, you guys? I'm Landon Dallasing, and welcome back to a brand new Most Amazing Top 10 video. I'm so glad you guys clicked on this video. I just want to let you guys know our other channel on here, Inform Overload, is almost at 1 million subscribers, and I think they're over like 700 million views. It is insane. If you guys want to head over there and get them over 1 million subscribers, you guys can click over here. I'll also put the link in the description below. This is a channel I started about maybe 7 years ago, and the host on there is absolutely amazing. So make sure you guys go check that out. Okay, enough of the plugins, let's get into this video. 911 dispatchers have one of the most intense careers because they have to deal with some horrific emergencies on a daily basis. I couldn't imagine all the phone calls they have to deal with. They have murderers confessing their crimes, and they have distraught people screaming for help. So let's take a look at the top 10 scary 911 phone calls, part 2. If you guys want part 1, you guys can click right over here, and also I'll link to it down below. Alright, starting off this spine-chilling list, in at number 10 with the heroic kid. A 7-year-old boy called 911 after 3 armed gunmen entered the house through an unlocked door. He quickly took his sister and phone and went into hiding. He hid in the bathroom where he made his call.
It's your emergency.
There's some guys. They're gonna kill my mom and dad. And they're going really fast. Bring some cops and all of them.
Listen to me. Take a deep breath. I already have the police coming.
I'm ready to too.
The gunman heard him through the door and kicked it down. Once he found out that this little boy called the police, they just ran off without stealing anything or harming anybody. So this kid is a hero. Next up at number 9 is his lethal grandmother. Jonathan Hoffman called 911 and reported that his grandmother had shot him in the chest. During the call, his grandmother came over to him and shot him a couple more times.
I got shot again. Oh,
When the police arrived on the scene, the grandmother came out of the house hysterically yelling that she had just killed her grandson. Sandra Lane was eventually sentenced to 22 years in prison. A mother's chilling 911 call comes into this list at number 8. Police released this 911 call from an Illinois home where a man killed his 16-year-old twin daughters and then turned the gun onto himself. Randall Coughlin also shot his wife, who tried to call 911.
Come here now.
Where do you need help at?
St. Charles.
Where in St. Charles?
Oh my God, my husband shot my kid.
His wife was taken to the hospital where she was expected to make a full recovery, but she will have to live with the memory of this tragic incident for the rest of her life. I feel really bad for her. Now at number 7 is this creepy man who admits to murdering his wife. Checking Sin St. Clair calmly called 911 to admit that he just murdered someone. He told the 911 operator that he murdered his wife. Why? Well, because they got into an argument, and he shot her right in the head. He sounded super calm and unremorseful. Listen.
Got killed with the gun.
You shot her? Where'd you shoot her?
I shot her in the head.
This just seems super unsettling because to him, like, it kind of seems like it was easy for him to make this decision. It was easy for him to kill his wife. Serial rapist comes in at number 6. 2 girls were kidnapped by Derek Smith, and he had them in his car where he beat and raped them. One of the girls called 911 using her cell phones that she kept hidden in her pocket. Obviously, she wasn't able to speak to the 911 operator, but she wanted to keep the line open so they could triangulate their position and like locate them. Here's a small clip of that.
What about afterwards?
There is no afterwards. So something about he's going to go to prison forever, something about them having sex.
The operators can hear the men yelling, threatening, and raping the 2 victims. Eventually the car was found, and thankfully they were arrested. A man called admitting that he murdered his 6 grandkids and his daughter, and this takes us into the number 5 spot. Donald Sparrett killed his family in cold blood, and it is one of the most disturbing things I've ever heard. Listen to him admit to the crime.
Gilchrist County 911. What's the address of the emergency?
yes, ma'am. I just shot my daughter and shot all my grandkids, and I'll be sitting on my step, and then when you get here, I'm going to shoot myself.
So when the police arrived to his doorstep, he did in fact commit suicide, so there was never a valid explanation as to why he would commit these horrendous crimes. Oh, and he previously was sent to jail for shooting his 8-year-old son during a hunting trip. So obviously something wasn't right with him. A murder-suicide storms in at number 4. A 78-year-old man murdered his 21-year-old wife for no apparent reason. He told the 911 operator that he is going to call his neighbor to pick up his baby, and then he will turn the gun on himself. Here is that 911 phone call.
I said,
want to let you know that I killed my wife and that I have a baby in here. I called my neighbors to pick up the baby. Anybody who will pick up the baby is all right. After that, I will take my own life. Okay? Sir, how are you going? Only one message. No repeats. No repeats.
It is a complete mystery as to why he would commit such a terrible crime, and the police will never know what his true motives were for killing his wife. Saying that, there's nothing that can justify it. Moving into number 3 is an elderly woman calling for help. This woman called 911 to report a man lurking near her home. He knocked on her door and was acting very suspicious. After he spoke with the lady, he didn't even leave. Instead, she could see him lurking and casing the property. The elder woman didn't feel comfortable, so she called 911, but the police didn't get there in time. It seems to me that this 911 operator didn't respond quickly enough because she didn't believe that this woman was in any kind of danger. Well, clearly she was, and she was very wrong to assume that. Now at number 2, a woman calls during a break-in. An unidentified woman was home with her child when she called the police because a strange man came to her door. She locked the front door, ran to her room, and called 911.
The bedroom door, lock it if you can, and come right back to the phone. Karen?
The police didn't even make it to her home in time, and unfortunately she was tragically raped. And at number 1 is a 3-month-old who was brutally murdered by her mother. Deasia Watkins had decapitated and stabbed her 3-month-old baby. A woman originally called 911 stating that her niece had killed the baby, but she was too hysterical, so she passed the phone over to her son, who said this.
Where is the 3-month-old baby?
The baby is on my mama's kitchen counter with his head smashed. Now I need you to please send me.
Okay, is it a male or female?
Know where my little cousin is at.
The cops later found the mother sleeping and covered in blood. The mother had originally lost custody of her baby due to a mental health issue and post-traumatic depression, so it was unclear how she was able to see the baby. Well, there you guys have it. What a freaking messed up list. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys all in a brand new one.